Kings of War Vanguard uses D8, much like Dead Zone, Mantic's science fiction skirmish game. Here, it allows a wide range of results, but also, when you roll an 8, that 8 explodes, so that you can roll an extra dice. If that dice were also to be an 8, that would carry on. Now, exploding 8s are not available for all tests, but for the main tests in the game, such as shooting, fighting and armour saves. Power dice. These are incredibly important in Kings of War Vanguard to allow your warband to do more than would normally be possible. The base ones are red. Better ones are in white, and the best dice is blue. Now these are from The Walking Dead, but the number of pips are the same, they will just be replaced with swords in Vanguard. Some dice have blank faces, which will not give you any power dice. So if you can maximise the number of power dice you have, and particularly if you are having the white or blue power dice, you will have more options using power in your warband. Okay, so we're going to talk about power dice now. Each faction gets 3 red power dice. So here are the Basilean power dice, and here are the Goblin power dice. Now each command character, and some special warrior characters as well, or spellcasters, may also bring extra command dice. So in this case, the Veteran Sergeant brings a white power dice to the Basilean force, whereas the Bigot brings a white and a red power dice. Now this is really important because the amount of power you have each round dictates what special actions you can do, and also certain special abilities that some models or some factions have allows you to use these dice to significantly influence the play. So at the start of each round you roll power. So we'll roll for the Basilean player now. He gets quite a good result there. Now he can choose to re-roll 1 power dice, but actually he's probably going to keep that because that gives him quite a lot of power with 5, and obviously no blanks. These dice are slightly different from the ones in Vanguard. These are from The Walking Dead, but the number of pips are the same, just replaced with swords. For the Goblin player, he doesn't roll as well at all, so he gets 4 power but 2 blanks. And therefore he's going to re-roll his white one because it's the most likely to give him a higher result. And as it is, it gives him 1. So both players will start this turn on 5 power. Power can be used in a number of different ways. So Vanguard is played in a turn-by-turn basis. So the Basilean player would take a turn, followed by the Goblin player, each time moving one of their models. Now what power can do is it can allow you to break that sequence and allow you to use a power to take a second activation of one of your other models and interrupt that sequence. So if I was to play 1 power for my Basilean store, I could activate one of these men-at-arms with crossbows, and then I could, as a power activation, activate my Veteran Sergeant. You can use power in a number of different ways. So you can use 1 power to add an extra D8 to any attack, such as with a range shoot with this crossbow or in combat. But only ever a maximum of 1, and that's different from Dead Zone, for instance, where some of these mechanics are similar, where you can add as many extra D8s as you have command dice that allow you to. You can also use power to perform forced fatigue actions, and we'll talk about that in the fatigue section, or to clear fatigue at the end of a round. So if this model were marked as fatigued, he would only be able to take a short action next round. At the end of the round I could use any leftover power to clear that fatigue. And you can also use power dice to perform warband or model specific abilities. So for instance for the Basileans, they could perform the Iron Resolve ability for the cost of 2 power, which would mean that they would be able to, a model that's taken a hit would be able to make a 3+ save to see if it could negate that. You could also use that same 2 power separately, to use the Veteran Sergeant special ability of Rally on Me to try and keep his warband in the fight. Any power not used at the end of the round is discarded.